It is estimated that 98% of Belize's private sector is made up of micro, small, and medium enterprises, or MSMEs for short. And because of our geographical location and terrestrial landscape, we are also among the top 10 countries in the world that are most vulnerable to climate change events. It is to that end that the discussion on how that large percent of our business sector would recover should we be faced with a disaster of cataclysmic proportions. Access to finance would be one of the first needs that would arise for businesses that make up MSMEs. CEO in the Ministry of Economic Development, Dr. Osmond Martinez, says they would receive that assistance through what is called climate finance.
You have two categories in climate finance. You have mitigation and you have adaptation. No, it would rain when it is expected to be dry, and it rains when it is and it's dry when it is expected to be raining. So these are the things in terms of adaptation, and mitigation is how will you be able to reduce the impacts. Accessing of climate finance will mean, one, is either a grant, which is free money, and two, concessionary loans, which is between 0.01% to 0.02% interest rate.
Monies for these recovery projects would have to come from developed countries that produce high percentages of CO2 emissions that contribute to climate change. Thus far, these promises are yet to be fulfilled, and so Belize has to aggressively pursue these commitments.
The developed nations, those who are high contributors of CO2 emissions, are not making their contributions that they have pledged. I think our Honorable Prime Minister has been clear in advocating for Belize. But we also need to have a collective voice as a region. And when I speak about a region, I'm not longer saying the Caribbean region. It's Latin America and the Caribbean. Together, we have to go back now to COP27. Together, we have to actually force GCF on saying, listen, we need what is ours.
The Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, whose membership in large part fall in the category of MSMEs, requested that it be brought into the discussion. B.C.C.I. has done its share in holding capacity building discussions with its members on climate change and climate resilience, the Chamber's president, Kim Aikman, shared.
We just wrapped up a project recently that addresses climate resilient buildings, which we believe can assist our businesses to rebound after a natural disaster. So this, coming on the heels of that, is very timely. The Chamber looks forward to more opportunities to partner with the Ministry to continue the work that is underway, because work in taking climate action will be a continuous one. We hope to see more private sector investment in climate adaptation and mitigation, as well as the strengthening of industry.
CEO Martinez said that Belize is now putting in place a structure that would be able to absorb the kinds of financing for climate change. He also shared that Belize currently has two entities that are already accredited with GCF, which is Green Climate Finance. They are the Protected Areas Conservation Trust, or PACT, and the Caribbean Community Climate Change Center, also known as 5Cs. There are three more in the process of getting accredited. They are the Ministry of Economic Development, the Development Finance Corporation, and the Social Investment Fund. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.